Ladies and gentlemen, we await news from Rangers this morning because last night we had it confirmed that Rangers and representatives of Giovanni van Bronckhorst are close to finalising a deal that will see the former Rangers player, indeed, the Dutchman, become the club's new managers. It seems that he is going to come right through the lot, Simon. Van Bronckhorst played for Rangers between 1998 and 2001. He won 5 trophies then, and then carried on at Feyenoord. But for the first time, and we were thinking about this morning before you came in, with Postecoglou in at Celtic, and now Van Bronckhorst reportedly almost through the door at Rangers. Somewhat unknown quantities, aren't they? In terms of what the fans might get, what the fans might expect to see. I mean, Postecoglou and Van Bronckhorst, who would have thought that maybe a year and a half ago, say?
Backwaters, I mean, obviously, you look at Van Bronckhorst and you say that he's managed Feyenoord. And then you say that he disappeared into the backwaters of Chinese Super League and finishes 11th with a win rate of 30%, which doesn't make particularly auspicious reading. And Postecoglou, very different. Obviously, again, I think he managed Brisbane Roar and teams of that nature that don't accept the world of light. But you hear very good things about him. And you see the way he conducts himself in front of the cameras. He seems a very robust individual. So very much like Arsene Wenger's arrival at Arsenal, where people very quickly went, Arsene who? And the answer was very much forthcoming. You have to give these people the benefit of the doubt. I'm not sure it opens who does it open the gateway to in Scotland? Hearts, possibly. But you look at those two sides, and I've seen a bit of Scottish football. Obviously went up there with you at the end of August and saw the first Old Firm game that I was able to see. I didn't think the quality was that high in those two sides, and I've seen other teams in that division. I saw Rangers play St Mirren the other day, and I was shocked by the level at times. Rangers managed to get a win out of it. I still think that the two sides that will dominate Scottish football are the two sides that we're referring to. Van Bronckhorst, I don't want to say I'm underwhelmed because it would be unfair to say, obviously his record in Eredivisie was quite substantial. He's got a 60% win record, but then again, most of the top sides in the Eredivisie have a 60% win record. So I don't know what it tells you about Rangers' ambition. Obviously, they're going to someone that they know as a player. I would always maintain that the difference between a player and a manager is quite significant. You take some of the traits as a player, if you've got character and backbone and you stand up for what you believe in and you've got strong leadership ability, that's fine. But then the translation to be a manager is you're no longer part of a gang, you're an individual, you're on your own, you're leading people and you're having to bring them with you, and you're having to make unpopular decisions with people that they possibly don't like, and you're having to deal with a whole range of things that players themselves don't necessarily have to deal with.
That's right.
So I don't know what I think of this appointment. I'm not overwhelmed by it. And I wasn't overwhelmed by Postecoglou in the summer, but then you heard people like Gordon Strachan and other football voices coming out and saying, hold on a second, this guy's got the chops. And I think the biggest beneficiary of Steven Gerrard's departure from Rangers will be Celtic.
Well, I think so too, Simon. You look at the others who should be capitalising at a time like this. You mentioned Hearts, Dundee United, Motherwell, Hibs, Aberdeen. At the moment they go into this weekend 7th. They're 15 points adrift from Rangers. They've won 4 and 13. They should be knocking on the door. They should be challenging, but they're not. But they're not, and they won't.
There is a step off, isn't there? I mean, it comes down to finances. It comes down to the size of the clubs. It comes down to the investment criteria.
But you were impressed by Dave Cormack, weren't you? The owner of Aberdeen when he joined us.
I'm impressed by his forthrightness and his view on certain things, and he had some very strong views about the incompetence of the people that were running the league and the value of the league and how it was being handled. You have to be impressed with people that say what they mean and mean what they say. But his team is what needs to represent him. And Aberdeen being 7th, it's early days in the SPFL. But we're seeing the same shake-up, aren't we? We're seeing the same sides being at the top of the league, and I don't really see Rangers and Celtic being taken to task. I hope they are, because I want the Scottish Premier League to be a far more compelling proposition for the broadcasters as well, because the more compelling it is for the broadcasters, the less you'll hear arguments from the SPFL about we're not getting games screened, or we're not getting enough game time, and we're certainly not getting enough broadcast revenue.
Sure. Well, the others should be taking the chance, but it's highly likely that they won't.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.